Hello everyone, TimeToGrind here, and today I wanted to talk about the recent Black Ops 4 controversy that's been going on, and it's actually blown up quite a decent amount. It's being talked about on some gaming news sites, it's been on the front page of a lot of subreddits like the games or PC gaming subreddit, let alone the Black Ops 4 subreddit where people are making a really big deal about it. I mean, and for good reason, it's an important issue, but it has to do with the server tick rate of Black Ops 4, and there's a lot of videos that go really in depth on what exactly, server tick rate is and how it impacts people and stuff like that. And I don't really want to explain it here because it can kind of be a lot to explain, but there are a lot of videos that'll explain that. But long story short, what server tick rate is it pretty much impacts how kind of smooth the game runs. So if you've played a lot of old COD games, or even this most recent one at launch, when say you're getting shot at and you run around a corner and you think you're safe, but then you somehow still die, you could attribute that a lot of the times to a bad server tick rate because the server isn't refreshing enough to the point where it's fully registering on their end that you ran behind the corner. So that's why a lot of the times in a lot of older COD games or Black Ops 4 right now, where you can run past a corner and be perfectly safe, but then you still die because it really necessarily hasn't registered on their end. And so for like a lot of games, the server tick rate for, Overwatch, originally it wasn't 60 hertz. It is like around 60 hertz. Now CSGO is 60 hertz for most of the official servers. Obviously, if you're playing on like a tournament, it goes up to like over 100. I think it's like 128 or something around there. And the beta for the Black Ops 4 multiplayer and the Blackout was 60 hertz, so it was on par with Overwatch and the official CSGO servers and stuff like that, and it was really good. It felt really smooth, it felt really good, and a lot of people started analyzing the kind of tick rate now because it didn't really feel as smooth as it felt in the beta, especially in multiplayer, because people were running around corners and getting killed, and it just didn't feel as good as it did in the beta. And there's a lot of amazing YouTubers, and I'll link to some of the ones that people were talking about in the description down below, but they came to the conclusion that the multiplayer tick rate was bumped down to 20 hertz, so it was lowered more than 1/3 of what it was in the beta, and people got mad for good reason because we kind of were falsely advertised to. You play the multiplayer beta and it's this really awesome experience. It feels really smooth, so you're like, okay, cool, I can get behind that. And then you buy the game and you come to realize that it is not smooth. It doesn't feel very good at all. And so people were getting really mad. It was, getting posted on multiple subreddits, especially on the Black Ops 4 subreddit. People were making a really big deal out of it, and like I said earlier, for a good reason. And we didn't really get a response from Treyarch or Activision for quite a while. But earlier today, we got a actual update in the October 21st patch where they kind of fixed a couple things. They put out a statement saying, "We've also noticed a lot of discussion around network performance over the past couple of days and wanted to take a moment to address this directly. We're constantly working to optimize the game and particularly network performance to ensure the highest quality online experience for our players. For a game launch with as massive a population as ours hitting so many global servers at once, we configure our infrastructure to ensure game stability as the highest priority over all other factors. Now that we're past the initial launch of the game, we are focusing on fine-tuning network performance around the globe using the real-world data that we have collected. Over the course of the next 2 weeks, we will roll out several updates to our network setup that will continue to improve upon the existing experience of our players since launch. As we've always said, launch is just the beginning, and we've committed to making Black Ops 4 the best supported game we've ever delivered. This is a journey that will involve constant adjustments, improvements, and additions. We appreciate your continued support and patience. Thank you, Treyarch." And so that solved a lot of issues a lot of people had, because one of the biggest deals is that they were just ignoring all of the controversy. And personally for me, I really trust Treyarch. I've talked about it before, especially in my Black Ops 4 review video. I mean, Treyarch has been spectacular this COD. I mean, during the betas, they were constantly, every single day, putting out huge updates of the feedback that they got from the beta, and even now past launch, every, 2-ish days, they're putting out an update with, what they've either listened to or what they're fixing and stuff like that. And of course, there's still a lot of issues that I really think need to be solved, like on PC, there's like dual SMGs that are ridiculous. The tick rate, obviously, and a couple issues, but they've, you know, said that they're working on it, and they've kind of given a time frame. So in this post, they said, you know, within the next 2 weeks, we're going to be doing this. So, you know, I kind of, as of right now, I don't really have a reason not to trust them. And I think a lot of the controversy stemmed from the fact that people were getting outraged, but then we didn't hear a response from them. And, you know, obviously it was the weekend, so most likely they just had like 1 or 2 people, interns or something, you know, managing the, you know, kind of Twitter or Reddit or whatever like that. So they couldn't really talk fully about this. So it makes sense why we maybe didn't get a response up to then. But I don't think that the controversy was not warranted, because it is a little ridiculous, especially when Black Ops 4, it was like they made over $500 million on launch day. I mean, this has been like one of the biggest COD launches like ever, honestly, because of the fact that we have the Battle Royale mode, and Battle Royale mode is pretty important. It's pretty popular. And then also just the multiplayer, which is where I've been spending most of my time, is one of the best, like I've said in my review, one of the best CODs I've ever played, including my old nostalgic memories of the older COD games. And so I give Treyarch the benefit of the doubt of fixing it, but obviously it's not like, okay, you know, I'm fully trusting, you know, Treyarch. If they never fix it, I'm fine. I'm going to be constantly following up and, you know, saying, okay, we've hit the 2-week mark, where are we at? And I'm sure everybody on the subreddit and, you know, in the Black Ops 4 community will be as well, because this is a really big topic for a lot of people, because this isn't just like a cosmetic issue where, you know, there was a little controversy going on around where the Battle Pass system that they implemented, I think it's only on PS4, now it'll come out to PC and Xbox a little later this week, but you know, they were saying it's really, really hard to get through the Battle Pass levels. And, you know, obviously that's warranted, you know, feedback, but something as huge as turning the tick rate of a server from 60 hertz to 20 hertz, literally making it 1/3 of what it used to be, and, you know, that can kind of seem like false advertising. So I understand why this is big, and I will definitely be following up with it, but that was just my take on the controversy. And I think the post of them just acknowledging the fact of, you know, what people have been mad about, and saying, you know, kind of giving a time frame within the next 2 weeks really helps out. So we'll have to see how that turns out, but overall, I think as of right now, I'm not that outraged, especially because of their response. But if you guys have any other opinions on it, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear all of you guys' opinions. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more content. New videos come out every Wednesday and Sunday. And like always, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day.